going to do this next part. I'm going to cover two different things. First, I'm going to cover how you should pack for truck driving school as light as possible. Okay? You want to pack as light as you possibly can, all right? You want to pack like you're going hiking on foot, all right? You want to bring sleeping bag, a pillow, maybe one big bag with extra clothes in it, and maybe a small backpack. If you're going to truck driving school during winter, you're going to want to bring warm clothing. You're going to want to bring the bare necessities, okay? You're not packing for luxury. You're going to be living out of your bags for at least 2 to 3 weeks, and then probably another 3-4 weeks after that on a driver trainer's truck. And you are not going to be wanting to haul a whole bunch of crap around, okay? I would take a few stabs at it and practice packing your bags and see how well you can carry all your own crap on your own. And if you can't walk around just down the hallway in your house or apartment or whatever, if you can't carry your stuff with relative ease, then you probably got too much stuff and then you need to lighten your load. Okay, once you get your own truck, once you get out released from your driver trainer and are going to get assigned your own truck, whether you're going to be solo or team, whether you find someone you're going to team with at trucking school, at your company or whatever, then's the time you can go get more stuff at your house down the road. But you want to bring the bare minimum, the bare necessities, okay? Toothbrush, toothpaste, maybe 3-4 sets of clothes, sleeping bag or comfort, maybe a comforter or two. You may or may not want to bring sheets that will fit a twin or a single bed. You want to bring the least amount as possible. Make sure you get yourself a commercial driver's license manual from your local DMV, DLD, whatever it's called in your state. And you're going to want to start studying stuff. But what you should expect when you get to truck driving school is it's going to be a zoo. There's going to be a lot of people there. The bigger the company you go to, the worse it's going to be. The more students you're going to have the first couple of days there, and every day there, those numbers are like going to significantly drop. And after the first 2 to 3 days, you're not going to have but a very small percentage of those people left over. You're going to be down to like 20-30 people out of maybe what started as close to 80 to 100 or more people from the first day. And it's just the way it works. I've been to 2 different large trucking companies and been to 2 different schools, and that's just the way it is. They bring in a lot of people every week. There is hundreds of people that go to truck driving school that come to truck driving school every week, and only a small fraction of them make it through those schools. And that happens all over the nation with thousands and thousands of different trucking schools and trucking companies. That's just the way it is. It's a numbers game, and you are a number. And eventually you might be able to prove yourself as a great driver down the road, but when you're first going to truck driving school, when you first show up there, you are a number. You are kind of like cattle when you go there. I'm sorry, but that's kind of the way it is. And you are just one face among many that they see every week, and they just push you through, and it's either kind of pass or fail on a lot of the stuff, and you got to try to really be on top of your game to make sure that you're not one of the people that get sent home for little things. So that's why you need to cover as many of your bases as possible before you ever get there. Make sure you got your health under control. Make sure that you don't have anything in your background that's going to come back and get you kicked out of there. make sure you're totally honest about anything that might be in your criminal risk history or in your driving record. And then make sure that you've covered all your bases with your health. Make sure there's nothing that's going to come up and bite you in the butt. And you shouldn't have any problems passing the DOT medical examination. They're probably going to do they're going to have orientation, their medical exam. They're going to give you an interview and ask you questions and stuff. And then you're going to start signing up for financial aid with whatever bank they go through, possibly if you don't have your own way of paying for school. And they're going to go over all that kind of stuff, and then you're going to start classes, and the first several days of classes are all about studying to get your CDL. And that's what you're going to expect. They're going to be, and it's going to be fast-paced. You're going to have to keep up because it's fast-paced. They're all about pushing you through the school part and trying to get you past through the driving and shifting and backing and all that stuff, and the logging and all the stuff they're going to go over with you, and then orientation. It's going to be a lot of information real fast, and you're going to have to keep up. You're going to want to take lots of notes, keep every piece of paper they give you, and study that stuff. And so it's just going to be a lot of information. It's going to be fast paced, so you're going to have to be ready, and expect there to be there's always, and every time I've seen truck driving school, there's always a rumor mill going around. There's always drivers going around complaining about this, that, or the other thing. Maybe their recruiter, they try to say that the recruiter wasn't upfront with them. They said that they were upfront and honest about something in their background, and their recruiter said it wasn't a problem, and then it turned out it was. And I've seen all sorts of situations, and there's always a rumor mill going around. There's always a group of people spreading rumors and stuff like that. And it doesn't matter whether it's true or not. Make sure that you are making sure that you are okay and that you're not having any problems. That's why you cover your bases before you ever get there. And then don't get sucked into all that negativity, because there's always a bunch of students running around talking about all kinds of negative stuff and talking about how so-and-so's getting held up for this because the recruiter or whatever people in the offices or whatever, and they're getting held up for some reason. More often than not, it's because that person wasn't as honest as they claimed to be, or whatever. Sometimes they were honest, and sometimes it is somebody in the company's fault, but more often than not, it's probably that person, and they're going around trying to stir up a bunch of crap, and they are embarrassed, and so they're trying to tell everybody that trying to make it look like they're getting screwed over or something, when they probably screwed themselves over because they didn't want to be as honest about stuff as they probably should have been. So those are the type of things that you can expect, and there's just there's going to be other things you're going to be able to expect. Is you're going to have to pay for your own food while you're there. You're going to have your own expenses. Some of these companies do like meal vouchers, and you'll get one free meal a day on the company while you're in school and stuff like that. And every company is different, every school is different, so you're going to have to ask about those sort of things. And if you have anything like that you are concerned about, you're going to have to learn to ask questions before you ever leave to go there, so that you know what to expect when you get there as much as possible. But there are going to be those things that you're going to find out when you're there. There's going to be rude awakenings. There's going to be things that maybe you weren't told about, and you got to expect that there are going to be some things that maybe you weren't told. So you're just going to do the best you can to deal with those situations as they arise, and just do whatever you can to get through every hurdle and every problem that arises while you're there, and to just take care of it in the most responsible, tactful way possible, so that you can get through it, so that you can be successful in your endeavor to become a truck driver. All right, so that's what you can expect at truck driving school. So, all right, on to the next part of this How to Become a Truck Driver series. And the next part, I'm going to talk about what you should study when you go out to truck driving school, and you should study those however much time you have before you have to leave to get on a bus or in your car to travel to wherever you're going to school at. So that'd be the next part. If you haven't already subscribed below, please do so. Hit that bell so you're notified of all the upcoming videos. If there's anything you feel I might have left out, or if you have any questions, please leave those below, and I will reply to those as soon as I can. If you ask a question that I may not know the answer to, then I will find out the answer as good as I can and get back to you on that in the comments as well, and I will reply. So, alright guys, thanks for watching, and catch the next video in this series of How to Become a Truck Driver.